starting now? Oh yeah, this is definitely going. We're recording live from the living room of the Slightly Burnt studio.
I wish we had a studio. That would be cool.
Yeah, one day we'll have a studio.
Yeah, that's on the list of things to do eventually.
Or we will just have AI take over the recording for us, and it will just do everything.
How would that even work, though?
I just put my brain into a computer, and then it will just become AI. It will be incredibly stupid, though.
But wouldn't you need to be dead for you to put your brain into an AI?
No, okay, like hypothetical brain. You know, I just put my thoughts into a computer, which then goes into a computer brain. And then we become AI.
That sounds very Terminator-like. Oh, that actually reminds me of an ad that we saw the other day. Do you remember? The one where her husband dies, but then the doctor is like, oh, he's not actually dead because we uploaded his brain into this cell phone.
Yeah, the like Chinese like phone thing.
It was so ridiculous.
Funny. That was a pretty good ad though.
I feel like Thai ads are really funny, and like some Chinese ads are really funny as well because it's just so out there.
Yeah, they're definitely up in like the category of weirdness, you know.
Yeah, you watch it and you're like, huh? Like, is this what is this supposed to promote? And then the end of it promotes like a laundry detergent or something stupid.
Yeah. Or have you seen the termite one?
No.
Termite one is like the funniest.
Oh wait, no, I probably have. He is the termite, right?
Yeah,
it's
he's
like
a termite and he's like eating a piece of wood, and then he gets sprayed by like the bug killer thing, and he goes like but then he brings it back to his like family and friends, and then everyone dies.
Yeah, I think I've seen that, and it's to promote the bug spray, right?
Yeah, insect killers or murderers of the insect population.
That's hilarious. A+ for creativity though.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Because like you compare it with North American commercials, it's like not that funny.
I mean, there's some like funny ones, especially the Super Bowl ads.
Oh, Super Bowl is a whole nother level though. They put effort into that.
Like definitely the Tide ad was like, it took the cake.
I can't remember the Tide ad.
It's like every ad is a Tide ad because all the clothes are always clean.
That's funny.
It's like, oh, it's a beer ad? Nope, it's a Tide ad.
No. Did we even do our intro for this?
No. Well, okay, we kind of did. It's been a while since we've like recorded, so.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to Slightly Burnt Toast.
Yes.
If you've never tuned in before, I'm Samantha.
And this is Elbert.
We are married, and this podcast is just us, spending time together and also just talking about anything and everything.
Yeah, but mostly nowadays we're gonna talk about Mexico and friends because we just got back from like my best buddy's wedding, and it was a cool blend, right? Like super traditional, like Indian wedding.
Yeah.
But my friend is like all Scottish, so like there was a Scottish mix put into that whole Indian wedding, and it was fun.
I don't think there was a Scottish mix. I feel like the only Scottish mix was him. Like he was the Scottish mix. He was the M&M in the pack.
Oh yes, but like Stu's family from the UK all like came out, and they were like, some of them were wearing kilts, and
that's true. It was a nice blend of cultures. Like it was really cool to see when like two different cultures come together and they both celebrated, and it was just beautiful. And I also think it was really fun attending as a guest because I don't think we've been to any wedding really, like not together. We've been to separate weddings, but this was one where we both were, we're like pretty close to Stu and Rav, and so it was extra special for us to be there.
Yeah. And
it was also a commitment, you guys, flying all the way to Mexico for a wedding, like expensive. Like we wouldn't just go there for anybody, basically.
No, and it was a nice resort too. But yeah, the flight was like 6 hours long. That was a long trip.
Yeah,
but it was
like
fun.
6 hours
we had
long.
so many friends there, and like we met so many other people too, and it was a blast.
Yeah, it was so fun. Like we were there for 7 days. It was the first time we've ever been to Mexico. We went to Tulum specifically, and it was also the first time we've ever been to an all-inclusive resort. And like I don't know about you guys, I've heard mixed reviews before going, and I honestly feel that if you've never been to Mexico before, then you should totally do all-inclusive, because I think that's part of the experience. But then now that we've experienced it,
yeah, I don't think I would do well, okay, I might do all-inclusive, but definitely not for as long as we did.
No,
like 7 days was like way too long. Like 3 or 4 nights maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't even think we drank that much.
No, not really. And like
also,
by the end of it, I was just like sleeping in and like going back to take a nap and stuff because I was so tired. And
yeah, we were destroyed. Like once the last wedding event was over, I think everyone just like reverted back to introverts.
Yep.
And just stared at the phone, and like I don't think all of us like wanted to talk to each other.
No,
we're just burnt out.
Yeah, we were pretty done. But like it was fun though. Like for the nights that we were partying and stuff, we got a whole bunch of friends just constantly taking shots and talking about how like, you know, the tequila's watered down there because if they weren't, we would all be dead.
Yeah, no kidding. I feel like if I drank that much here, I would have thrown up violently.
Yes, like guaranteed. Yeah, I passed out at the beach because I drank too much and then I ate too much and then it just like hit me at once.
You were a lot.
Yeah, no, it was fun though. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, friends and wedding.
Wait, I'm not done talking about Mexico yet.
Why?
Because I want to know what your favorite part about Mexico was. I don't know if we've ever like talked about like what actually was your favorite part of Mexico?
Probably just like going out to do stuff like I like the activities like
yeah, that's very vague. So like excursions.
Yeah, cenotes. Okay, anywhere that I travel, I wouldn't want to like do stuff. Like I don't want to go there to like sit at a resort and just like read a book or like some boring ass old lady shit.
Hey,
you know, like
I like sitting by the beach and reading a book. That's very relaxing. It's a form of self-care.
Sure. Okay.
I think you just haven't really like enjoyed it. Although that resort that we were at was not the place, I guess, to like sit and read a book.
What are you talking about? It was such a quiet resort.
True. It was
the only reason it was chaotic was because all of our friends were there, and like you throw a bunch of people together that know each other, shit's gonna like go down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I did bring a book though, but okay. So
yeah, we didn't.
Your favorite part was the excursion. So we had gone to the cenotes, and we had gone to see the Mayan ruins, which was also very, very cool. Very hot, but very cool. So do you have a favorite between the two?
Yeah, the cenotes are cooler. I think the ruins are like, you know, it's an archaeological site and like it's cool and all that, but and you know, there's a lot of history, but
yeah.
You know? Like cenotes are cooler.
It was a cool experience though, because as someone who cannot swim, I was floating with my life jacket. I still found it quite fun. I feel like I would have more fun if I could swim and I wasn't so afraid of drowning. But it was interesting. It was fun.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Anyway, are we done talking about Mexico, or do you want to like keep talking about Mexico?
I don't like talking about Mexico. I feel like we haven't recorded a podcast in a while, and like we had done so much, and I feel like Mexico, we were there for like a really, really long time. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for asking what my favorite part of Mexico was.
What was your favorite part of Mexico? I'm sorry.
So rude. He just segues. He's like, are you done talking? Like, am I done talking about myself? So let's just keep on moving. I thought that actually what was my favorite part? I did really enjoy hanging out with everyone. The
restaurants.
No, I don't think the restaurants were my favorite actually, because they were kind of mediocre. And like the one Mexican place we went to outside of the resort was okay. Like it wasn't like, it didn't blow my mind.
Well, no, I mean, it's just like tacos. It's not going to be like, holy shit. I'm gonna come back for this for the rest of my life kind of tacos. Tacos are just tortillas with shit on top of it.
Would it be bad if I said that my favorite part was like all the outfits that I got to wear?
No, I mean, you're into what you're into. I mean,
does it sound bad though? Because we were there.
Like, do you sound materialistic and superficial?
Or like shallow? Yeah. Do I sound shallow by saying that?
No, I don't know. Do you? Are you shallow?
I'm not shallow, but
no.
Okay, just checking.
No, I mean, you like outfits and you like feeling pretty and you like, you know, like doing these things. So
me and every other girl, but yeah, no, I feel like it was really fun being able to wear different outfits that I necessarily wouldn't wear here in Vancouver. It's a little bit more like dressy and out there, and also just like I got to wear 7 days worth of wedding outfits, like wedding guest outfits. So I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, I ran out of clothes. I did not. I underestimated how hot it would be.
This is what happens when he doesn't listen to me, because literally when we were packing, and I'm very much a type A packer, and I was like, you know what? It's going to be really hot. You're going to be sweating, and you probably change your underwear like 3 times a day. And then Albert goes like, I wouldn't change my underwear that much. And then lo and behold.
I didn't change it 3 times a day.
Yeah, but you ran out of underwear.
No, I ran out of t-shirts.
No, and underwear. I remember this. We were like commando on some nights.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like, no, okay, definitely not at nighttime, but like during the day when we're in the swimming pool and stuff. You and I have a very different memory. I think I would know. I was the one like wearing the clothes.
I remember you.
I wore the same shirt for like
underwear.
3 days.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
It wasn't that bad.
You were very sweaty.
Yeah, well, so was everyone else. Who cares?
I mean, you cared when you were there, when you only had like.
I don't care now.
Oh God. Anyway. Okay, go on your segue.
Yeah, segueing. We're moving on to how relationships change everything when it comes to friends.
So dramatic. It's like the world's most dramatic segue. Let's talk about Mexico. Now let's talk about how like friendships die after.
No, okay. I did not say friendships die. It's just they don't flourish anymore.
Okay.
You have moved on from your best friends to your woman.
So Albert was the best man at this wedding, the unofficial best man, because also he gave a speech. He was the only person that gave a speach on the groom's side.
Yeah, and also like I guess there's no concept of best men in the Indian weddings. So.
I mean, I think technically you are kind of the best man. Like they didn't really need to say it, but you kind of were. But anyway, part of his speech was how his basically quote unquote wife is now being stolen away by his actual wife. So
my bro wife.
His bro wife, his first wife. We like to joke that his best friend is his first wife, and I am the person who has come in between them, and now there's another
home wrecker.
just betrayal after betrayal. Like
well, no, I wouldn't say it's like betrayal, but like really. Anyway, going back on topic. Like when you do get a partner, you know, things change with your friends, right? Like everyone agrees that that's a thing because your priorities shift.
I feel like that also happens when you just get into a relationship with somebody else, not just when you're married. I feel like in life, like that's why they say as you get older, your friend groups get smaller. Also because people just go through life and like they're in different phases of life, and sometimes you just lose friends along the way. But also I find that when you're in a relationship, your friend group or like the dynamics of your friend group changes. And then when you get married, it changes again. And then when you have kids, it changes again.
I don't know if it's the dynamic of the French group. Friends group. It's not the dynamic of the friends group that's changing. It's more so that like you are choosing to prioritize and put time and energy into something else other than them, right? Also, the other thing is like the priorities of you when you're single hanging out with your friends very different once you have a girlfriend.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I mean though. It's like that's kind of what I mean when I say the dynamics of it. Things change because of where you are in your life versus where your friend group is in their lives, right? You just naturally become closer to people that you can relate more to in that phase of life that you're in. And so like the dynamics could change, like just how you support each other or how you show up for each other will change because like you said, the priorities in your life also shift.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think one thing that comes to mind is like when Sam and I started dating, this was like 2014, and then probably close to around like 2016, there are so many stories between my other friends where they talk about like all these things, and I'm just sitting there like, you know, looking around being like, oh wow, I missed out on a lot.
Okay, so basically he's trying to say that he felt FOMO even though he was hanging out with me, and I'm deeply offended.
No, okay. So, like, it was great hanging out with Sam and spending time with her, too, right?
Great.
I'm just saying that, like, everyone, I think every friend kind of feels a certain level of FOMO when they were like, holy shit, you guys got into so many adventures, and I was here just loving my girl, you know, just, like, having a good time.
Well, you were on an adventure of a lifetime, too. With me.
Yeah, definitely a roller coaster. So exciting.
So I argue that you two were on an adventure that not everyone else has the pleasure of going on.
Anyway, like what I was saying or really trying to get to is that I was the friend that they never saw as soon as I got into a relationship.
Okay, let's just clarify things to everyone who's tuning in and is going like in their heads, oh, okay, Sam must be that clingy girlfriend.
No,
who,
no,
like,
I just chose not to hang out with them.
Yeah, so I never stopped Elbert from seeing his friends. If not, I encouraged you to see your friends.
Also, to be fair, like when we started dating, I was also in Burnaby and I had switched university, so like we were quite far away from each other.
Yeah.
Like my friends and I.
Geographically.
Yeah, well, okay, far, like 45-minute drive each way, not that far. But I also didn't have a car.
Yeah.
So unless they came out to like Vancouver, like I wouldn't really see them that much.
Yeah.
But actually they did come out a lot while we were dating.
Yeah, they were in Vancouver.
For some reason you never came to like drink and hang out with us. But
I don't think I was invited.
No, you were invited. I think you just always had to be home early or something like that.
Yeah, let's just tell everybody this. let's just share my life right now with everybody.
Oh, adult curfews.
But okay, so we'll talk about adult curfews in another episode because I feel like that's something that we can really dive really deep into culture and everything. Anyway, going back to that, like I'm really curious because let's be completely honest here. I'm naturally a very bubbly, extroverted person, and the people that I hang out with or that I click with are also kind of similar. Like I'm someone, like if I meet you for the first time, I get really excited. I give you a big hug and I get very chatty. And the very first time that I met your friends, they were basically the polar opposites. So you had me, wide-eyed, being like, oh my God, so excited to meet you, trying to give them a hug, and they were just like, hey.
Oh yeah, they're okay. So
it took a while to warm up. I love them right now, but it took a while.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that is definitely a symptom of that was kind of like our humor between friends, I guess. We were just like, if you wanted to go, you wouldn't be like, all right, bro, I'm gonna head out, like, see ya later, love you, bro. We didn't do that. We were just like, okay, I'm gonna leave, see ya. And then you just walk out.
Just the weirdest thing to me, and was so difficult to get used to because, like, mind you, when we first started dating, I was like in my early 20s. We were both in our early 20s, and like it's hard to compare to like the person that I am today. Now we're in our early 30s, just to give you guys some context, because when you're in your early 20s, you still feel like you're trying to figure out who you are as a person. You're a bit more sensitive to how people react to you. There's imposter syndrome. You feel kind of self-conscious. And so to me, I was like, oh, I guess they don't like me very much.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see how you
right?
would get that impression from
like
the way
if I was leaving, I'd be like, oh my God, okay guys, so fun hanging out, give you a hug, let's do this again. But like your friends just left.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go see ya.
And I remember I would try to give them hugs, but they wouldn't really hug me back.
Oh yeah, they're being really weird about it, right?
And I'm like, dude, okay.
I thought it was funny though.
Was it?
Well, because like I don't know, I could tell that they were just like being awkward on purpose. And not in like a bad way. They were just being like, oh,
To be fair, like fast forward 10 years till today, like they still are weird when I give them hugs. But I get it now. I get, and I do it anyway because I know it makes them feel even more awkward. But it's different, right? It's because like I've known them for so long.
Well, not them, just Stuart.
Oh no.
Andrew's fine with like.
I mean, they were both awkward when I first met them. Anyway, but I don't know how I segue to this, but I'm curious because we're very different individuals in terms of like our hobby and personalities. Obviously, over the past 10 years we've been together, we've started to kind of blend. And so now we're like quite similar versus like when we first started dating. And so
I've lost my identity.
You didn't lose your identity. We're just one person, we're one blob right now. But I'm curious, like if your friends, like how they felt. And you don't have to go too deep into this, but like I'm just curious how they felt because like when you're in a new relationship, you kind of want to know how your friends feel about the other person because they know who you are. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, they thought you were cool.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
just
know.
that.
I guess like we didn't really talk much about it really.
Right.
Like, cause they were never like, oh, okay, that's like weird, or like, you know, she's giving bad vibes or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, as far as using your friends to suss out whether your partner is a good fit for you, that's what you're looking for, right? If your friend goes like, this is like feeling weird, and I'm getting like red flags. So like none of that. And I know that for a while, like you didn't really like enjoying spending time with them because of like the initial interaction and the miscommunication that was going on with their like weird sense of humor. But like, you know, over time, you know, we've gotten like quite close to like my friends.
Yeah.
And like their
I love
partners
them
and stuff like that. But yeah, like initially back then, I think it was also like a period of time where everyone was starting to like do their own thing.
Yeah.
And they were all just kind of like, if you're okay with your partner and I don't see any like immediate red flags, then like we're all good kind of deal.
Right.
It just took a while for us to like start to blend and like hang out together like
For
over
sure.
time.
For sure. And I think also this is quite like maybe with not all guys and girls, but women generally like to talk about their relationships quite openly between each other. They like to like, I'm not going to say gossip because that's not really accurate, but just like ask questions, like, you know, ask their friends like, hey, what do you think of this guy, etc., versus I feel like men don't do that as much.
No, for us it would just be like, you know, yeah, definitely not as much gossipy stuff. We would just be like, hey, how's you doing? Good, cool. Want to play video games?
Oh God!
And then we just go play video games.
The simplicity of life.
Like it's amazing. It's amazing how simple we are, because it just keeps everything so straightforward. Like we don't need to get into any crazy shit, right? Obviously, when something happens and one of the guys just need to vent about their partners or something, like we do, we chat, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, we kind of bring it up and be like, I need to talk to you about this, right? Like we need to have a discussion. I need your like perspective.
Right.
And when that happens, it's kind of like, okay, like he's actually asking me to work now, so I have to be a friend therapist.
I actually have to listen and pay attention, have deep conversations.
Yeah. And jokes aside, though, no, like, so with it, actually, it's hard to say. I don't know if it's every guy, but I feel like most guy friends that I have, they tend to only speak up when they really see a problem. Mm-hmm. Right? Like if they're really like, you know, this is like weird, you know, like maybe you shouldn't trust her, you know?
Right.
Thankfully I haven't had like that many partners where my friends would have been like, you know, like maybe you should not like date this girl. So like I don't have too much like experience about that, but I know definitely there were times where I've had friends like dating someone, I'd be like kind of like side-eyeing, be like, bro, are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure about this? And then just like, you know, giving I guess side nudges, but
yeah,
I guess. Wait, how did your friends feel about me?
I think like the overall sentiment was that you were a really nice, friendly guy.
Yay.
And I think like you didn't like really feel like a stranger, which it's up to today, I still think that is one of your best qualities, which you don't quite agree with, which is quite strange. But I guess like people see qualities that are not like of themselves a little bit easier. But I find that you have this ability to make people who don't know you feel extremely comfortable talking to you, and you have an ability to make people feel like they've known you for quite some time. And I guess that's overall like their sentiment of like you. But I mean, like here and there throughout, like we were together for a really long time, so obviously with any individual or friend group, it does take a little bit of time before you truly feel comfortable with somebody new. It's the dynamic change. It's like, I mean, I don't think I saw my friends any less. Like, I don't think there was a huge drop in us hanging out or anything. And so it wasn't any red flags. And I feel like the two of us we're pretty healthy in the sense that even when we started dating, we still did our own things. Like, we didn't feel like we had to see each other all the time or only hang out with each other. And so I feel like that's probably why our friends weren't like, oh, this is kind of weird, or like you're a completely different person, etc. But I mean, I feel like with any friend group, there were times where like the girls were like, you know, like there are other fish in the sea.
Wait, what?
This is like early on, but it's normal.
Your friends were like, there's other fish in the sea?
I can't remember.
Not if I eat all of them.
Just like go around.
And Fisherman Bay, just like,
fuck you, fish.
Fuck these fish.
I'm gonna eat you all.
Yeah, sashimi, tuna, everything. Maybe even the whales? I don't know.
Whales? The what?
People eat whales, right? Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah. Yes. Whaling is a very common thing.
It's called whaling?
Yeah.
Stop. No,
it is.
Stop.
The Nordic countries, even northern Canada, actually. There's communities near Alaska that are very dependent on whaling even to today.
No. But the act of eating the whale is called whaling?
No, the act of hunting.
It's called whaling.
Hunting. Maybe, I don't know. Now you're
making
just
me pulling my leg. Is this real?
No, whale hunting is a thing.
No, I know whale hunting is a thing. Is it called whaling?
Oh, I don't know, actually. Now you're making me like second guess myself.
Because I feel like that would be so funny.
Because whaling is a verb, right? Like you're wailing on something.
No, but wailing as a verb just means you're like crying, right? There's horror movies called wailing. But I don't think the act of hunting a whale is whaling.
Let me Google this, okay? Like whaling. The term WHALING is the hunting of whales.
Stop.
So you can be wailing while wailing because you're sad about the wailing that you're doing.
That is so funny.
Why is that funny?
Don't you find this funny?
No, I don't find the act of hunting whales funny. What the
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I think that's hilarious.
Dude, you are about to get canceled by the anti-whaling.
No, not the act of hunting whales. I don't find that funny. I find the fact that it's called whaling funny.
They're called whales.
But it's so uncreative. Anyway.
What else would you call it?
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
I guess we don't exactly go to any other animal that we hunt and go like, I'm going to go deering today.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go bearing.
Yeah, you don't like hunt sharks and go, I'm going to go sharking, right? Or like, I'm going to go like...
Sharking's a cool word.
Dogging. Or, anyway.
What the?
Do
you go hunting for dogs?
No, but you're Korean.
Okay, that is uncalled for. Okay, like...
Sorry, bad joke.
That was way back in the day. We will have another topic about how sometimes geographically you're just forced to eat certain types of food just to get by.
Don't cancel me. Don't cancel us.
No, it's like, yeah, don't cancel us, but legit, let's have a discussion in the future about why you shouldn't shit on like other cultures for eating certain things, because historically, that there might be reasons to like why they reach for that type of food, right?
Totally.
But we don't need to talk about this because we're talking about how when your friends get into a relationship, things start to shift a little bit. So yeah, I think we agreed. Okay, so your friends thought I was awesome. Great.
Well, they didn't think you were awesome until like later on. They thought you were okay. You weren't weird. Well, like I've had friends who dated some weird guys where I was just like weird. But see, okay, I'm someone who really values people who are blunt when it comes to things like that. I know some people don't like it when like their friend goes like, oh, I think this guy is like weird. I think you can do better. I actually prefer that, but I feel like my friends don't do that.
I think you can do better.
Well, like I'm not talking about us in like specifically, but like there are times in the past with like friends where I wish I could have just been like blunt, because it comes from a space of care though. Like I would never say something about their partner that they have feelings for if I didn't think that it was like an issue, like, or if it was an obvious misfit. And so if it's coming from a place of care and done respectfully, I actually much prefer people just being blunt. Like, hey, I just don't think this guy is good for you. I think like you can find someone that is better suited to who you are. And then they can take that information as they will. They can choose to be like, okay, I'll think about it. Like, thank you for providing your perspective, or just say, fuck you. And like, we'll just never be friends again. But
damn.
But come on, like, I mean, I feel like that's more beneficial than just being fake. You know what I mean? Just going with the flow and just agreeing when you know there's a problem, and then until the point where they get their heart broken. So that's just my 2 cents.
Or if you're really close friends and they don't listen to you, then you can just pull up the lawn chair, grab a beer, and see how it whole
unfolds.
thing just crashes and burns, and then laugh at the end.
I feel like I would feel so sad though. Like if I really cared about my friends, which I do, I feel like I wouldn't be able to just sit back and hold a beer and just watch things burn.
Yeah, I think that's where girls and guys differ quite a bit.
Would you sit back and watch things burn?
Okay, like if it was really serious, like this chick is gonna fucking destroy the guy, right?
Yeah.
Like just emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, socially, like, you know, everything.
Yeah.
Professionally even, then okay, whole other story.
Yeah.
But if it was just like, you know, she's gonna drive you up the wall. And he's like, nah, I'm like in love with her, blah, blah, blah. And this has never happened, by the way, right? So this is all hypothetical for me. Although I have heard stories of a friend, I guess, kind of dating this girl who went a little bit cuckoo crazy, like just irrational, not like actual insane. She just became irrational.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we still talk about it once in a while, actually. Not in any like great detail, but just being like, hey, remember that shit?
Remember then when we were young.
See,
and
the thing
dumb.
was, like, I was never present for any of this. Like, my other friends were like all present, and they're like, yeah, that was like crazy. And I just be like, yeah, like I was studying at university, you know. I was just trying to get my B- average up to a B+.
That's such an Asian thing to say.
What was I trying for, actually?
I don't know. What were you trying for?
There was nothing
Albert?
I was trying for. There was just nothing else to do. Actually, and this might upset some listeners. I got a B+ average while skipping close to a third of my classes.
I think you should just leave. I hate people like you.
Somehow.
Because I am such a nerd. I study so damn hard. And I put so many hours in, and I just like, you waltz in, I don't know, drinking the night before and suddenly get like a better grade.
I wasn't even drinking the night before. I just slept in or something. Like, I mean, I would still show up to class, but if I wasn't paying attention, I would be asleep in class.
Yeah.
If I wasn't asleep, I'd be playing a game on my phone. Because really, for me, I was like, I can print out these notes and I'll review it like 3 weeks before repeatedly, like 100 times.
Yeah.
And I'll just scrape by with a B+.
I hate you. Anyway.
Except for one class. I forget what it was called. Was it social psychology or was like gender psychology? Something.
They were both great classes, in my opinion.
I hated those classes.
Because you don't like the simple stuff. You like really in-depth, like you like neuropsychology or cognitive psychology or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's more engaging mentally. I don't like the obvious aspects of psychology where they're like, hey guys, if you get slapped in the face 100 times, turns out you get scared of hands. You know, like, that does not need to be a paid like study.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, to be completely honest, I do agree to an extent where I don't understand how there are just research completely dedicated to social psychology, and a lot of them it's like, if you look at happy people's faces, you'll be happy, you know what I mean? I much prefer if like the grants and stuff go to like neuropsychology or something that can actually better medicine, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, how do we keep derailing off the conversation?
Because we like talking to each other.
Yeah, what are we
and everyone who listens, about? Hopefully you guys enjoy us ranting too, because like we're just talking and we want to hear your input. So like, send us a DM. I don't know. Like,
I want to hear crazy stories about like your friends' partners,
Me
like other
too.
people's partners. And like, or like their friends' crazy partners, or their friends' amazing partners. You know.
Actually, yeah. You know what we should do? We actually talked about this too. Just like pulling up random Reddit stories and just like reading them on the podcast.
Receiving stories in the future.
Well, yeah, I mean, we gotta keep posting like these podcasts for people to want to send us stories. But you guys, send us stories because we would love to like
oh my god,
spill the tea.
What if we get a whole bunch of AI bots to start relationships and then assign a few of them to be like friends of the others, and then just tell one of the AI bots that's in the relationship to just go crazy to see how the other AI bots handle it?
I don't think you need AI bots to do this. I'm pretty sure if we just go on Reddit, we'll find a story about something.
Oh, no. I'm purely talking about like an experiment to see how AI bots, like, because they're trained based off real life, like texts and interactions that are on the web, right? So it will give us an average, probably not an actual average, but like some sort of, thing of how it was trained, which is probably just off a bunch of Reddit relationship advice stories.
Yeah.
Which are terrible, by the way. Those stories, while they're entertaining, the advice are bad.
I mean, again, it's entertainment, really. So,
Yeah.
But
sure
we should.
Of them are fake.
We should like take a look at Reddit stories maybe in our next episode. I feel like that'd be kind of fun. Will we get in trouble though?
If we're not reading it from Reddit, like, I mean, maybe if we reference it as read it stories, maybe not.
Okay, so disclaimer.
Strike that from the conversation. I did not talk about
We'll read this from Read It Stories next episode.
Yeah. Some like funny, juicy relationship advice stories.
Yeah.
Where every advice on that subreddit is literally just like divorce him. Divorce her.
Well, it's just like keyboard warriors, right? They're not in it, so they can just write whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. I
no
mean,
repercussion.
there's definitely like certain stories where you're like, yeah, like you should probably divorce the person. Like,
yeah.
I think there was one where they were saying that, so-and-so's partner is basically a raging alcoholic and like he won't change his ways, and be like, yeah, I divorced the fucker. You give him like 3 tries to like change his behavior. But then the other one is like, he ate my candy and I've been saving that for like a whole month, and I never told him that I was saving it for a whole month, and he came back really hungry one day and he ate my candy, and comments like, that is a breach of personal trust. You should divorce this man right now.
Oh my god, are these like Gen Zs?
I don't know. Like, it's just funny, like reading it, being like, that is not warrant a divorce.
No.
That warrants a conversation.
I feel like there's a lot of like history behind that. It's definitely not the candy. There's just like something going on behind the scenes, and the candy was just it just broke the person.
Yeah, but I'm not saying, okay, well, I guess if they posted this story, I'm saying the reaction from like the other readers are like hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's very entertaining.
I
love
lurker.
The comment section.
Like, I don't actually like have an account.
Yeah, me here. I just like reading them.
Reddit's also kind of weird because Reddit is a publicly traded company, right? They are now. Yeah, they went through the whole IPO stage. They're public, and now it's like a marketing platform.
No. That is weird. Maybe they're Reddit influencers, do you think?
There are, yeah.
Huh, what did they do?
I think it's just a whole bunch of people that have a lot of like karma points or whatever the hell it's called.
Karma points.
But then like you build a following by, communicating with people in the threads and stuff, right? And I think some of them will get like deals and stuff like that to be kind of promoting stuff subtly through the platform.
Crazy.
But there's a lot of like conspiracy theories that there's like government officials or like spies and stuff kind of going in trying to control public sentiment by
Reddit would be where to do it.
Reddit would be like one of the places. 4chan's one of the places where it's kind of tricky.
Crazy.
Any forum is always gonna be, you gotta go with a grain of salt on everything.
Yeah, no kidding.
Someone says get the pitchforks, and you should be like, why?
Yeah.
If it ain't for shoveling hay, I'm not grabbing that shit.
If only more people thought like that, but people don't really think very much when they're behind a screen.
Yeah, I mean, I admit I've been there. I have not thought very much about certain things before. Life's not perfect. I do my best.
Not perfect. All right. I really feel like we need to think of a way to like wrap these episodes up with a nice bow.
No, don't do that. Almost got canceled by McDonald's, guys.
We don't want to get sued.
Okay, goodbye. See ya.
No, it has to be... our outro has to be better. We either need to think of a game to play or a story to read or something. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Slightly Burnt Toast. We will be back next time. If you want to check out our socials, you can find us on Instagram. If you want to find mine, it's at Samantha Sito. And the running joke here is that Elbert doesn't want me to share his Instagram account, but you'll find it. So when you do, like, let us know, because it's a running joke at this point. I'm gonna
head out. Bye.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.